Hello and welcome back to another episode here on my channel of Scrap Mechanic. Today we are going to look at how you can make long range sensors and choose the range by yourself, and look at my plane that I've built using the wings mod. So first off, we're going to look into how you can make sensors extra long range. So first you have to basically save a sensor as a blueprint on your lift. So you can just name this, for example, sensor. And after you've done that, you have to edit the files. So if I just do this and then go here, you go to update your app data, and then you go into MacLeod games and Scrap Mechanic user, and then your user, you should only have one, and then you go to blueprints and you can just sort after latest changed, and there you have it. And it should be just a sensor on the picture here. And then you just go into the blueprint.json file and you get this. So don't be confused, you just scroll to the right and go to range. So here you can, for example, do range 100 and just Control S for save, and then you could just go in game again and locate the blueprint that you've edited. Here we have the sensor, and you should have it reach 100 blocks. So if we now just test it, yep, it is. So if we just flip this over, it doesn't censor the wall because it's not 100 blocks, but you can see it censors me. A thing that you shouldn't do is to change just press F on this or go into the menu, because then it resets to 1, and yeah, that's pointless. So that's how you basically make some really long sensors. So I have done a sensor that's 75 and one that's 50. It's just, yeah, 75 and 50 blocks sensors. So that's because I have to have a sensor here on the plane to retract the landing gear, and so on. So let's just take a look at my plane. Right, so here we have my plane. It's a simple plane that I've built. It features 2 main wings with some roll functionalities and just a wing back here for stability and to make it flyable, because without this wing it's really bad. And then we have the throttle back here and the normal turning here. So once you've downloaded this requires the wings mod, and I will also make it so it requires my sensor. Oh damn, I just broke it then. Okay. Right, so then we have the wheels in front, which can just turn up at the wings, so it looks like they're retracted. And we have suspension both in the front and the back, just because when you take off, otherwise it just wobbles and it's not a great time. And then, yeah, that's basically it on the outside. So on the left here we have a button to just open the cockpit, and then you can sit in here. You actually have a pretty good first person view right in front here, but it's really hard to actually drive like this. So if you press 5, you just close that door, so it's sealed, so you don't like die in the cabin. And 1 just activates the thrusters for it to go forward. 2 activates automatic mode, which is basically that the landing gear retracts automatically, and that is defined by this sensor here in front, which is the 75 sensor, and the other sensor here, which is on 10. It's just when it senses the ground, this is activated instead of these rollers, because you can't roll on the ground. It's a bit hard. And then 3 is to just toggle the roller by yourself manually, so that's nice, I guess. And 4 is just to retract and unretract the landing gear, so it fits perfectly with a wing here, which is pretty cool, I guess. And then 5 is open and close the cabin, as I've said before, and 6 is basically just a boost, but you don't need it because, yeah, it's pretty easily flyable. So if we just press 1, and you'll see it lifts manually, or automatically, yep. So we get a pretty smooth landing, or going up here. So if we just try to roll this here, like this. So when you roll, you basically have to roll while you're going down, because if you're going up with this, you don't have much speed, and then you can't roll basically. So yeah, and it's pretty easy to fly when you've understood how it works, but it can take some time, like everything else. So now if we just try to go from here, it can do that sometimes, and I actually don't know why, because I guess it like turns down and just stays there. So you could just place it on lift and go like this, so it's just, yeah, you could just kickstart it like this, like that. So now we just go for manual mode here, and we just try to land. Sure. That's nice. It doesn't have a reverse, and all the wheels are just free floating, so you don't have a reverse basically. I wanted to, first off I had a propeller on the front, but the wings mod, you can't make a propeller that drives a plane in the wings mod. So yeah, and as I've said, this is part of the wings mod. That's how I can make the wings. So yeah. It's, as you see on the, when you go up, it's pretty smooth, and you can just stall here for a bit, and it will just land. So you can fly around in this if you like. I will leave a link for this, the wings and the wings mod, in the description for you to check out for yourselves, and yeah. So I have a large project coming up. So I thought of making a electromagnetic train, but it's hard because the electromagnets are just too powerful basically. So just one minor adjustment, like adding or disabling one magnet, just causes the whole train to go like insane. So I think I will have that video out if I succeed on doing the train in like 2 weeks or something, but it's the end of term now and it's a lot to do, so yeah. And there might be some other games here on English too, maybe. Just write what you want to see, and yeah. I'll maybe check the game out, and I'm actually making a game myself, so if you'd like to see tutorials like C# or something, you could just notify me of that too. if you want to know how this works, you can just watch from this point in the video. So first off, when we press the first button, when you press the first button, it just activates this thruster, this thruster, this thruster, and this thruster. So that just basically is the engines for it to lift, and they are positioned in the right height for it to not flip around or do anything crazy. So yep. And then the second button activates these twos and gates, and they also check for corresponding sensor. This sensor, I guess, goes to that, and this to the outer sensor. So these logic dots, like hey, they're just to overtake the control of these when it's activated and when they should take control. So that's how that works. The third button, well, it just activates these, and then the third is to this one, so everything here has double bearings, because then you can flip it on two ways. So this one basically is, so this one is the right and this is the left, so they just go down to a respective controller. So I have two different controllers here, and that's what the third does. And it also have controllers there, and they have to just to roll it basically. So that's how that works, and I will show you just how we can roll it then with the A and D. And then we have the 4, which just basically goes into a logic circuit here, and then just flips these 90 degrees so they go up, so it looks like a landing gear. I can just show you. Yep. And if we just take a look here inside, it is extremely packed. It's insane. So just if we like press 4 here, you can see like these logic gates, they just change, and yeah. So now to the 5th, which is just connected to this button, which is connected to a XOR gate here, so you can have many buttons, and it just goes into this here, which controls this piston to go up and down. It's pretty simple. It's probably the most simple thing in this plane, except for the 1 and 6 buttons. So the 6th button, it's just going to these two thrusters to give it that extra force. So if you see, if we just press 6 and 1 and 6, it accelerates really fast. So now we go to the WASD converter. So I have a WASD mod installed, but I want to do this as vanilla as possible. So we could just remove this top here. So here we have a bearing which is connected to the seat. So when we turn right and left, you can see this just goes right and left, and that just goes into sensors. You see there, right here, that sensor is on. Now I'm pressing D, so I just made this so it's A is to the left and D is to the right, which is the same as on the keyboard. So we have the A and D converter here, and then the W and S converter is basically just 3 bearings on top of each other. So if it senses that it's too much to the W way or the right, it will just go to the left, and if it's too much to the left or to the S, it goes to the right. So it stays in the middle like this, and I can just manually control it too. So when we press W, you see right here, this will go to the right, and when we just let it go, it just settles down by itself. So, and that just works with S2, and we just have 2 sensors here, which goes into respective logic gates, and that to power these back ones right here. So if we just press W, this will go up here, so that makes it so that we go down. If we press S, we go up, because that's how aerodynamics work. And if we just press A, we tilt the rollers, which is this one and this one, 2 separate ways. And if we just press the 3rd button, then the thing back here. So now I'm pressing D, and it's just for the plane to go like wow. So cool sound effects. So that's pretty much it. If you have any suggestions on how to make this better, please leave them down in the comments. And by that, we will hopefully see you in another video. Please comment if you had any suggestions on builds in the future. And please like and subscribe, and also share if you liked this video. And we'll see you in the next one. So bye bye.